Have you ever felt like something strange is happening to your body, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you've been experiencing odd sensations, unexplainable changes, or just a general feeling that you're not quite the same person you used to be. Well, hold on to your hats, because what you're about to learn might blow your mind. Those weird feelings and changes? They might not be just a case of the Mondays or a bad night's sleep. In fact, you could be going through a mind-bending transformation that's turning your very being into something extraordinary. A crystalline-based body. Now I know what you're thinking. A crystalline what now? Don't worry, we're about to dive deep into this fascinating topic. And by the end of this video, you'll be looking at yourself and the world around you in a whole new light. So buckle up, because we're about to explore 15 weird signs that you might be evolving into a crystalline being. And trust me, once you know what to look for, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Before we jump into the signs, let's talk about what a crystalline-based body actually is. Imagine your body as a computer. Right now, it's running on an old operating system. Let's call it Human 1.0. But what if I told you that there's an upgrade available? An upgrade that would make you faster, more intuitive, more connected to the world around you, and even more in tune with the universe itself. That upgrade is what we call a crystalline-based body. In simple terms, a crystalline-based body is like a souped-up version of your current physical form. It's still you, but it's you operating at a whole new level. Think of it as switching from an old, clunky desktop computer to the latest, sleekest smartphone. Your crystalline body is designed to process energy and information in a much more efficient and powerful way. Now, this isn't just some New Age mumbo-jumbo. Many spiritual traditions and even some cutting-edge scientists believe that we're all on the verge of a major evolutionary leap. And this leap involves our bodies literally changing at a cellular level, becoming more crystal-like in structure. This new structure allows us to vibrate at a higher frequency, making us more attuned to the energies around us and the broader universe. But why is it important to recognize the signs of this transformation? Well, for starters, it can be pretty freaky if you don't know what's happening to you. Imagine if your body started doing strange things and you had no idea why. Pretty scary, right? By understanding these signs, you can not only ease your mind, but also embrace and even accelerate the process. Plus, recognizing these changes can be the first step in a beautiful journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. It's like being handed a map to a treasure you didn't even know existed within you. And let me tell you, this treasure is worth more than all the gold in the world. All right, now that we've got the basics down, let's dive into the first 3 signs that you might be transforming into a crystalline being. Remember, everyone's journey is unique, so you might experience some of these signs more intensely than others, or you might even notice them in a different order. The key is to stay open-minded and pay attention to what your body and intuition are telling you. Have you ever been going about your day, maybe doing something as mundane as washing the dishes or walking your dog, when suddenly, bam, you're hit with a wave of energy so powerful it nearly knocks you off your feet? If so, congratulations. You might just be experiencing the first sign of your crystalline transformation. These energy surges can feel like a jolt of electricity running through your body, or sometimes like a warm, tingling sensation that starts at the top of your head and flows down to your toes. Some people describe it as feeling suddenly plugged in to some cosmic power source. It's like someone flipped a switch, and suddenly you're buzzing with an energy you can't explain. Now here's the thing. These surges aren't just random. They're actually your body adjusting to higher frequencies of energy. Think of it like tuning an old radio. As you turn the dial, you might get bursts of static or snippets of different stations before you land on the clear signal. Your body is doing the same thing, tuning itself to pick up on higher vibrational energies. These surges might catch you off guard at first. You might be in the middle of a conversation and suddenly feel like you've had 10 cups of coffee. Or you might be drifting off to sleep when a wave of energy makes you feel wide awake. Don't worry. This is all part of the process. Your body is learning to handle these new energies, and over time, you'll start to feel more balanced. So, what should you do when you feel these energy surges? First, don't panic. Take a deep breath and try to relax into the sensation. Some people find it helpful to visualize the energy flowing through them and out into the earth, grounding themselves. Others like to use the surge to fuel creative activities or exercise. The key is to not resist it. Think of yourself as a surfer, learning to ride these waves of energy rather than being knocked over by them. The second sign that you're transforming into a crystalline being is a sudden increase in your sensitivities. And I'm not just talking about getting teary-eyed at cat videos, although that might happen too. This heightened sensitivity can affect all of your senses in some pretty wild ways. Let's start with physical sensitivities. You might notice that your skin feels more sensitive to touch. Clothes that never bothered you before might suddenly feel scratchy or uncomfortable. You might find yourself more sensitive to temperature changes, feeling too hot or too cold when everyone else seems perfectly comfortable. Some people even report developing allergies or food sensitivities they never had before. But it's not just your physical senses that get dialed up to 11. Your emotional sensitivity might go through the roof too. You might find yourself feeling other people's emotions as if they were your own. Walking into a room full of people might suddenly feel overwhelming as you pick up on everyone's energy. You might cry more easily, laugh more readily, or feel anger more intensely. And then there's the sensitivity to energy itself. You might start to feel the energy of places, objects, or people. Walking into certain buildings might give you a distinct feeling of discomfort or peace. You might find yourself inexplicably drawn to certain crystals or natural objects, feeling a connection to their energy. Even your sensitivity to light and sound might increase. Bright lights might start to bother you more than usual, or you might hear sounds that others can't perceive. Some people report hearing high-pitched ringing sounds or what they describe as cosmic frequencies. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds terrible. Why would I want to be more sensitive? Well, here's the thing. While these heightened sensitivities can be challenging at first, they're actually incredible gifts. They're like superpowers that are just beginning to develop. Think about it. Being able to sense the emotions and energies of others can make you incredibly empathetic and intuitive. It can help you navigate social situations with ease and form deeper connections with others. Being sensitive to the energy of places can help you create more harmonious living and working environments. And those physical sensitivities? They're often your body's way of telling you what it needs to thrive in its new, higher frequency state. The key to dealing with these new sensitivities is to practice good self-care and to learn to set boundaries. This might mean spending more time in nature to reset your energy, being mindful of the foods you eat, or learning to shield yourself from overwhelming energies. It's also important to remember that it's okay to take breaks and to remove yourself from situations that feel too intense. If you've been noticing that your nights are getting a whole lot more interesting lately, you're not alone. The third sign of your crystalline transformation involves some pretty dramatic changes to your dream life and sleep patterns. Let's start with your dreams. Have they been getting more vivid lately? I'm talking about dreams so real that when you wake up, you're not sure if you're still dreaming or not. These aren't your run-of-the-mill dreams about showing up to school in your underwear. We're talking about technicolor adventures, visits to other dimensions, or conversations with beings you've never seen before. Many people going through the crystalline transformation report dreams of flying, of visiting crystal cities, or of meeting wise teachers who share profound knowledge. You might dream of symbols or geometric shapes that seem to hold deep meaning. Some people even report having shared dreams with others who are going through the same transformation. But it's not just the content of your dreams that might change. You might find that you're remembering your dreams more clearly than ever before. It might feel like you're living a whole other life while you sleep, and you're finally able to bring back memories of it when you wake up. Now, let's talk about your sleep patterns. Are you finding that your usual sleep schedule has gone out the window? You might find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., feeling more energized than you do at noon. Or you might feel the need to take short naps throughout the day, almost like your body is rebooting itself. Some people going through this transformation report needing less sleep overall. You might find that you feel perfectly refreshed after just a few hours of sleep. On the flip side, you might also have periods where you feel the need to sleep much more than usual, as if your body is doing deep repair work while you slumber. Another common experience is waking up at the same time each night, often between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. In many spiritual traditions, this time is known as the spiritual hour, or the hour of the soul. It's believed to be a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is thinnest, making it easier for us to receive guidance and insights. So what's going on with all these sleep changes? Well, as your body transforms into its crystalline state, it's processing energy in new ways. Your sleep times become important periods for integrating these new energies and downloading new information. Those vivid dreams? They're often your higher self or spirit guides communicating with you, helping you understand your transformation and guiding you on your path. But I get it. Disrupted sleep patterns can be frustrating, especially if you've got a 9-to-5 job or other daytime responsibilities. The key is to be flexible and to listen to your body. If you wake up in the middle of the night feeling alert, don't fight it. Use that time for meditation, journaling, or quiet reflection. If you feel the need to nap during the day, honor that need if you can. It's also helpful to create a soothing bedtime routine to help your body and mind transition into sleep. This might include things like turning off electronic devices an hour before bed, taking a warm bath, or doing some gentle yoga or stretching. Some people find it helpful to keep a dream journal by their bed to record their experiences as soon as they wake up. Remember, these sleep changes are usually temporary. As your body adjusts to its new crystalline state, you'll likely find a new sleep rhythm that works for you. In the meantime, try to approach these changes with curiosity rather than frustration. Your dreams and altered sleep patterns are giving you a front row seat to your own transformation. Enjoy the show. As we wrap up our discussion of these first 3 signs, it's important to remember that everyone's crystalline transformation journey is unique. You might experience these signs in a different order, or you might notice some more strongly than others. The key is to stay open, curious, and compassionate with yourself as you go through these changes. These first 3 signs, unexpected energy surges, heightened sensitivities, and vivid dreams with altered sleep patterns, are just the beginning of your incredible journey. They're like the first cracks appearing in a cocoon, signaling that something beautiful is about to emerge. In the next part of our discussion, we'll explore more signs of your crystalline transformation. We'll talk about physical symptoms that might pop up, changes in your thought patterns and perceptions, and even how your relationships might shift as you evolve. But for now, take some time to reflect on what we've discussed. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? How have they shown up for you? Remember, this transformation isn't something that's happening to you. It's something that's happening for you. It's an invitation to step into a more expanded, more connected version of yourself. So, stay tuned as we continue to unravel the mystery of your crystalline transformation. Trust me, the journey only gets more fascinating from here. And who knows, by the time we're done, you might just look in the mirror and see yourself glowing with a whole new light. As your body continues its incredible journey towards a crystalline state, you might start noticing some pretty weird physical changes and sensations. Don't worry, you're not turning into a walking crystal, although how cool would that be? But your body is definitely going through some major upgrades. One of the most common physical sensations people report is a feeling of vibration or buzzing in their body. It's like there's a little engine humming inside you, especially when you're quiet or trying to sleep. Some people describe it as a subtle electric current running through their body, while others say it feels like their cells are dancing. This vibration is actually a sign that your body's frequency is increasing, aligning you more closely with the Earth's own vibration. You might also experience what feels like random aches and pains, especially in areas like your head, neck, and back. These aren't your typical "I slept wrong" kind of aches. They might come on suddenly and disappear just as quickly. Some people report feeling pressure in their head, almost like their skull is expanding. Others might feel tingling sensations along their spine or at the base of their skull. These sensations are often your body adjusting and rewiring itself to handle higher frequencies of energy. Another weird physical sign? Changes in your body temperature. You might suddenly feel hot flashes or cold chills, even when the room temperature hasn't changed. Some people report feeling like their internal thermostat is all out of whack. You might wake up in the middle of the night feeling like you're on fire, or you might feel cold all the time, even on a warm day. This is your body learning to regulate its new energy systems. Your eating habits might change too. Many people going through this transformation find that they suddenly can't tolerate certain foods anymore, especially heavy or processed foods. You might find yourself craving lighter, more natural foods, or even feeling called to try periods of fasting. This is your body asking for cleaner fuel to support its transformation. Some folks even report changes in their physical appearance. Your eyes might seem brighter or change color slightly. Your skin might have a new glow to it. You might even notice that you look younger or more vibrant. It's like your inner light is starting to shine through more clearly. Now, I know all these physical changes might sound a bit scary, but remember, this is all part of the process. Your body is incredibly wise, and it knows exactly what it needs to do to support your transformation. The key is to listen to your body and give it what it needs. If you're feeling achy, maybe it's time for a gentle yoga session or a warm bath. If your diet is changing, honor those new cravings for healthier foods. And always, always make sure you're staying hydrated. Your crystalline body loves water. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next sign is where things start to get really interesting. As your body shifts into its crystalline state, you might start noticing that you're becoming a bit, well, psychic. Now, I'm not talking about suddenly being able to predict lottery numbers, although wouldn't that be nice? The psychic abilities that come with your crystalline transformation are usually much more subtle but no less amazing. First up, you might notice that your intuition goes into overdrive. You know that gut feeling you sometimes get? Well, get ready for it to become your new best friend. You might start just knowing things without knowing how you know them. It's like you've got a direct line to some universal source of wisdom. You might find yourself making decisions based on these intuitive hits and being surprised at how well things turn out. Many people also report an increase in synchronicities, those magical little coincidences that seem too perfect to be just chance. Maybe you're thinking of an old friend and they suddenly call you, or you keep seeing the same number everywhere you look. These synchronicities are like little winks from the universe, letting you know you're on the right track. Some folks start developing more specific psychic abilities. You might find that you're suddenly able to sense the emotions or thoughts of others, even from a distance. This is called empathic or telepathic ability. It can be a bit overwhelming at first. Imagine walking into a room and suddenly feeling everyone's emotions as if they were your own. But with practice, it can become an incredible tool for understanding and connecting with others. Others might start having precognitive experiences, getting glimpses of future events. This usually happens in dreams or during meditation, but sometimes these visions can pop up in your everyday life too. Don't expect to see the whole future laid out before you, though. These glimpses are often symbolic or fragmented, like pieces of a puzzle that you need to put together. You might also find that your ability to communicate with the spirit world increases. This could mean sensing the presence of loved ones who have passed on, or feeling a stronger connection to your spirit guides. Some people even report being able to communicate with nature spirits or the consciousness of plants and animals. Another fascinating ability that often develops is clairsentience, the ability to gain information by feeling or sensing subtle energies. You might be able to feel the history of an object just by touching it, or sense the energy of a place as soon as you walk in. Now I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but what if I don't want to be psychic? What if it's too much? Don't worry. These abilities usually develop gradually, giving you time to adjust. And you always have control over how much you want to use or develop these skills. The key is to approach these new abilities with an open mind and a sense of play. Don't put pressure on yourself to become some kind of psychic superhero overnight. Instead, pay attention to those little intuitive nudges and synchronicities. Keep a journal of your experiences. And most importantly, trust yourself. Your intuition is a powerful tool, and learning to trust it is one of the greatest gifts of this transformation. All right, buckle up, because this next sign might make you feel like you've stepped into a sci-fi movie. As your body continues its crystalline transformation, you might start noticing some pretty weird things happening with your perception of time. First off, you might find that time seems to speed up or slow down in ways you can't explain. Have you ever had one of those days where you look at the clock and suddenly hours have passed, even though it felt like minutes? Or maybe you've experienced the opposite, where a few minutes seem to stretch on forever? Well, get ready for more of that. Many people going through this transformation report feeling like time is speeding up overall. You might find yourself constantly surprised that it's already the end of the week or the end of the month. It might feel like life is moving at warp speed, with events and experiences blurring together. On the flip side, you might also have moments where time seems to stand still. This often happens during meditation, or moments of deep peace. It's like you've stepped outside of time altogether into some eternal present moment. These experiences can be profoundly peaceful and insightful. Another weird time phenomenon you might experience is time slips. This is where you seem to lose chunks of time without knowing where it went. You might start a task and suddenly realize that hours have passed, but you have no memory of what you've been doing. Don't worry, you haven't been abducted by aliens, probably. This is often a sign that you're accessing higher states of consciousness or receiving downloads of spiritual information. You might also start experiencing what some people call time bleed-through. This is where past, present, and future seem to overlap. You might have vivid memories of past events as if they're happening right now, or get glimpses of future possibilities that feel incredibly real. Some people even report feeling like they're living multiple timelines simultaneously. Now, all of this might sound a bit disorienting, and honestly, it can be at first. Our society runs on clock time, and when your perception of time starts to shift, it can feel like the ground is moving under your feet. You might find it harder to keep track of appointments or deadlines, or feel out of sync with the people around you. But here's the thing. These shifts in time perception are actually helping you align with a higher, more fluid understanding of reality. In many spiritual traditions, time is seen as an illusion, a construct of our limited human perception. As you transform into your crystalline state, you're beginning to peek behind that illusion, to experience reality in a more multi-dimensional way. So, how do you deal with these time shifts in your everyday life? First, it's important to stay grounded. Regular meditation or time in nature can help you stay centered when things start feeling wonky. It's also helpful to use tools like calendars and alarms to keep track of your commitments in the real world. But beyond that, try to approach these time shifts with a sense of wonder and curiosity. When you feel time speeding up, use it as a reminder to stay present and make the most of each moment. When time seems to slow down or stop, allow yourself to sink into that experience fully. It's in these timeless moments that we often receive our deepest insights and healing. And remember, just like with all the other signs we've discussed, these time shifts are part of your unique journey. They're not happening to frustrate you or make your life difficult. They're inviting you to expand your perception, to see beyond the limitations of your old way of being. As we wrap up our discussion of these three signs, physical changes, heightened intuition, and shifts in time perception, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you noticed any of these signs in your life? How have they shown up for you? Remember, there's no right or wrong way to experience this transformation. Your journey is uniquely yours. In our next sections, we'll explore even more fascinating signs of your crystalline transformation. We'll talk about changes in your relationships, shifts in your life purpose, and even some pretty wild spiritual experiences you might encounter along the way. So stay tuned, because the journey is about to get even more interesting. As your crystalline transformation progresses, you might start noticing some pretty significant shifts in your relationships and how you interact with others. Don't be surprised if your social circle starts to look a bit different. First off, you might find that some relationships in your life start to change or even fade away. This isn't because you're becoming antisocial or because there's anything wrong with you or them. It's simply that as your energy changes, you might no longer resonate with certain people like you used to. It's like you're tuning to a different frequency, and not everyone can tune in with you. On the flip side, you might find yourself attracting new people into your life who seem to get you on a deeper level. These might be people who are also going through their own spiritual awakening or transformation. It's like the universe is bringing you your soul tribe, people who can support and understand your journey. You might also notice changes in how you interact with others. Many people find that they become more authentic and less concerned with pleasing others or fitting in. You might start speaking your truth more freely, even if it goes against the grain. This can be liberating, but it can also ruffle some feathers, especially with people who are used to the old you. Another interesting change is that you might become more aware of the energy dynamics in your relationships. You might start to notice when someone is being inauthentic or when there's unspoken tension in a room. This increased sensitivity can help you navigate social situations more skillfully, but it can also make some interactions feel more intense or draining. You might also find that you need more alone time than you used to. This isn't because you're becoming a hermit. It's because your energy is more sensitive now, and you need time to recharge and process. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and take the space you need. Remember, these changes in your relationships are a natural part of your growth. It's okay to let go of relationships that no longer serve you, and it's okay to welcome new connections that align with your new energy. The key is to approach these changes with compassion, both for yourself and for others. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next sign is a big one. As you continue your crystalline transformation, you might start feeling a strong pull towards your true life purpose. And let me tell you, it can feel both exciting and a little scary. Many people report feeling a sudden urgency to make changes in their lives. You might feel dissatisfied with your current job or lifestyle, even if it's one that used to make you happy. It's like there's a little voice inside you saying, There's more to life than this. You're meant for something bigger. You might start feeling drawn to new interests or skills that seem to come out of nowhere. Maybe you suddenly feel compelled to learn about healing modalities, or you find yourself fascinated by quantum physics. Don't be surprised if you discover talents you never knew you had. Some people experience what feels like a call to action. You might feel a strong desire to help others, to make a difference in the world. This could manifest as a pull towards activism, volunteering, or starting a project that aligns with your values. You might also start receiving clear guidance about your path. This could come through dreams, meditations, or just sudden aha moments in your daily life. It's like the universe is leaving you little breadcrumbs, guiding you towards your true purpose. Now, I know this can feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, but I have responsibilities. I can't just drop everything and follow my bliss. And that's okay. Remember, awakening to your purpose doesn't mean you have to make drastic changes overnight. It's about starting to align your life, bit by bit, with what truly resonates with your soul. The key is to stay open and curious. Pay attention to what lights you up, what makes you feel alive and excited. These are clues to your true purpose. And don't be afraid to take small steps in that direction. Even tiny changes can start to shift your life in powerful ways. All right, now we're getting into some really mind-bending territory. As your crystalline transformation deepens, you might start having experiences of what's often called unity consciousness or oneness. These experiences can be hard to put into words, but they often involve a profound sense of connection to everything around you. You might suddenly feel that the boundaries between you and the world dissolve. It's like you can sense the interconnectedness of all things, people, animals, plants, even inanimate objects. Some people describe feeling like they can sense the energy or life force flowing through everything. You might look at a tree and suddenly feel like you can perceive its consciousness or feel a deep, inexplicable connection to a stranger passing by on the street. These experiences often come with a sense of profound peace and joy. It's like you're tapping into the underlying harmony of the universe. You might feel a sense of unconditional love for everything and everyone around you. Now, these experiences of unity consciousness usually don't last all the time, at least not at first. They often come in flashes or moments. You might be going about your day when suddenly, bam, everything shifts and you're in this state of expanded awareness. It's important to note that these experiences can be incredibly beautiful, but they can also be overwhelming. Some people find them disorienting, especially at first. It's like your whole understanding of reality gets turned upside down. The key is to approach these experiences with an open mind and heart. When they happen, try to just be present with them without trying to grasp or hold on to them. And remember, even after the experience passes, the insight and understanding it brings can stay with you, gradually changing how you see the world. As your crystalline body comes more fully online, you might start noticing an increase in synchronicities, those magical little coincidences that seem too perfect to be chance. It might feel like the universe is constantly winking at you. You might find that you think of someone and they immediately call or text. Or you might keep seeing certain numbers or symbols everywhere you look. These synchronicities are often seen as signs that you're in alignment with your path. Along with these synchronicities, many people report an increased ability to manifest their desires. you might find that things you think about or wish for start showing up in your life more quickly and easily. It's like the gap between thought and reality is shrinking. This increased manifestation ability can be exciting, but it also comes with responsibility. You might find that your thoughts and emotions have a more immediate impact on your reality. This means it's more important than ever to stay mindful of what you're putting out into the world. Remember, though, that manifestation isn't about controlling everything in your life. It's about aligning with the flow of the universe and co-creating your reality. Sometimes what manifests might not look exactly like what you thought you wanted, but it's often exactly what you need for your growth. As your crystalline transformation progresses, you might start experiencing spontaneous, altered states of consciousness. These can range from mild to pretty intense. You might have moments where you feel like you're observing your life from outside your body, or where the world around you suddenly looks different. Colors might seem more vivid, or objects might appear to be breathing or pulsing with energy. Some people report experiencing spontaneous meditative states, where they slip into deep stillness and peace without even trying. Others might have visions or receive downloads of information that seem to come from beyond their normal consciousness. These altered states can be beautiful and insightful, but they can also be disorienting, especially if they happen unexpectedly. The key is to stay grounded and remember that these experiences are a natural part of your expansion. It's also important to learn to navigate these states safely. If you find yourself slipping into altered states frequently, it might be helpful to work with a spiritual teacher or guide who can help you integrate these experiences. Here's some good news. As your body shifts into its crystalline state, you might notice some pretty amazing changes in your physical health. Many people report that chronic health issues start to clear up, sometimes in ways that seem miraculous. You might find that you have more energy, need less sleep, or recover more quickly from illness or injury. Some folks even report looking and feeling younger. It's like your body is getting a complete overhaul, optimizing itself for this new, higher frequency state. Now, it's important to note that the path to this improved health isn't always smooth. You might go through periods where you feel worse before you feel better. This is often called a healing crisis. It's your body clearing out old energies and patterns to make way for the new. Remember to be patient with your body during this process. Good nutrition, plenty of water, and gentle exercise can all support your body's transformation. And of course, always consult with a healthcare professional for any serious health concerns. As your crystalline body comes online, you might find yourself experiencing a surge in creativity and inspiration. It's like someone turned on a faucet of ideas in your mind. You might feel drawn to express yourself in new ways, through art, music, writing, or other creative pursuits. Even if you've never considered yourself creative before, you might suddenly find yourself bursting with ideas and the urge to bring them to life. This increased creativity often comes with a sense of flow. You might have experiences where time seems to disappear as you're engrossed in a creative project. It's like you're tapping into some universal source of inspiration. Don't be surprised if you also start receiving creative ideas or solutions in unexpected ways, through dreams, during meditation, or in flashes of insight during your daily life. Your crystalline body is like an antenna, picking up on ideas and inspirations from the universe. As your transformation deepens, you might notice a significant shift in what you value and prioritize in life. Things that used to seem important might suddenly feel meaningless, while new priorities emerge. Many people find themselves becoming less materialistic and more focused on experiences and relationships. You might feel a stronger connection to nature and a desire to live in a more environmentally conscious way. You might also find yourself naturally drawn to a simpler lifestyle. The constant pursuit of more money, more stuff, more status, might start to feel empty. Instead, you might find joy in simple pleasures and meaningful connections. This shift in values can sometimes create friction with people in your life who don't understand your new perspective. Remember, it's okay to make changes that align with your evolving values, even if others don't get it at first. The final sign we'll talk about is a profound sense that you're on a mission. This goes beyond just feeling a sense of purpose. It's like you know deep in your bones that you have an important role to play in the world. You might feel a strong urge to share your experiences and insights with others, to help guide them on their own journeys of awakening. Or you might feel called to work towards healing the planet or creating positive change in society. This sense of mission often comes with a feeling of being supported by the universe. You might find that opportunities and resources show up just when you need them to support your work. Remember, though, that being on a mission doesn't mean you have to save the world single-handedly. Sometimes your mission might be as simple as bringing more kindness and compassion into your daily interactions. Trust that whatever you're called to do is exactly what's needed. As we wrap up our exploration of these 15 weird signs that you're going into a crystalline-based body, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you noticed any of these signs in your life? Remember, everyone's journey is unique. You might experience some of these signs more strongly than others, or in a different order. The crystalline transformation is not always easy. It can be disorienting, challenging, and sometimes even a little scary. But it's also an incredible opportunity for growth, expansion, and connection to something greater than yourself. As you continue on this journey, remember to be patient and gentle with yourself. This transformation is a process, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity, and moments of confusion. That's all part of the journey. Stay curious and open to the changes happening within and around you. Pay attention to the subtle shifts in your body, your perceptions, and your interactions with the world. Trust your intuition and the guidance you receive. And perhaps most importantly, remember that you're not alone on this journey. There are many others going through similar experiences, even if they don't always talk about it openly. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect with others who can understand and support you. Your crystalline transformation is a beautiful unfolding of your highest potential. It's an invitation to step into a more expanded, more connected version of yourself. As you continue to awaken and evolve, you're not just changing yourself. You're contributing to the evolution of all of humanity. So embrace your weirdness, celebrate your transformation, and trust in the journey. The universe has incredible things in store for you. Your crystalline adventure is just beginning.